flip, KK do a flip, Kid do a flip, KK do a flip.
We find ourselves with Tony the Milkman on his rounds as he stops to deliver milk to a very specific house.
Just putting the bottles out on the old porch as you go. I think about for a moment, looking at the door, looking at the bell. Go to press it. I just hold for a second. Ding dong.
There's a small pause. The door opens, and a beautiful woman is there waiting on the other side. Tony, I see you've brought milk.
It's my job, isn't it? It's just a couple of extra pints, though, you know, for you.
You're so good to me, Tony. You always do the job. As she says this, you look down and see a little boy tugging on her skirts.
Oh, is it, Mum?
Oh, it's the Milkman, son.
Hello.
Hello, lad. What's your name?
My name? Why, sir, I'm Kid Flippz.
That genuinely can't be your actual name. Is that what you called him?
It's what he calls himself, Tony.
What's his given name?
Excuse me, sir. What do you do for a living?
Well, me, I'm a milkman's son.
No. What do you really do for a living?
This is the point, son. Doesn't matter what you do for a living, as long as you do it every single day. As long as you do it with all of your heart and all of your soul. So sure, I might be Tony the Milkman from CBW. But I am, first and foremost, also a milkman.
When I grow up, I want to be in CBW. Will you teach me?
Oh, don't go putting ideas in his head, Tony.
I'll make you a promise, lad. I will teach you in the ways of wrestling, and I will get you to CBW. But you have to do something for me.
Anything.
You have to learn another craft.
Okay. I'll become what every father wants his child to become. A professional skateboarder! And I take kind of one of my mum's little kitchen trays, and I just try and flip it into the air with my tiny heels. I click my little heels on the kitchen tray. Just, I feel like I'm suspended in midair. I feel myself flipping around for the very first time, and I land on both my feet, and I can't even believe what I've just done. And I said, is wrestling like that?
I mean, not where I'm from, lad. It was very impressive. I'm proud, but frankly, it's killing the business.
Well, what would you have me do? What move would you have me do, Dad? I mean, what move would you have me do? Paternal figure, who I'm not yet sure has any more of a familial role in my life. Teach me my very first proper move.
Doris, you're going to have to lie down for this one. We need a test dummy.
Anything for my boys? And she lies down. Roll on look for this.
That is a 7.
Convincing.
She seems a little reticent, but you've always done right by her. She lies down on the lino floor.
I teach Kid Flippz the other half of the full churn. So the other leg.
It's so beautiful.
It is. And we'll just very quickly cut to the end of that afternoon as you, waving you goodbye from the door, you make your way back to the milk truck for the rest of your rounds.
I just before he goes, I say, just one more thing. Just before you go, I just wanted you to have this. I saved up all my pocket money, and I bought this for you. And it's a very, very tiny, it's actually kind of homemade. He's bought all the materials separately and glued them together. It's a tiny little, very blocky wooden skateboard. Who knows? Maybe you'll find some use for it one day.
Maybe, lad. Maybe. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm Kid Flippz, and I'm the high flyer.
It's cool. Right. Let's do a fight. You fall to the ground now with busted knees, 2 busted fingers, some kind of maybe minor fracture in your skull. And he just closes both hands around your face. Now, one around the front where your mouth is, one around the back. And just is using the full force of both of these massive mitts to just squeeze your skull into some tiny little pearl-sized shape. Adam, can you please describe to us who leaps into the ring at this point?
So, skateboarding down the ramp, wearing a neon green cap that is turned backwards, with the top of it cut off, revealing bleach blonde hair coming out the top, wearing a red bandana as a mask, like Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. He's wearing a tie-dye spiral extra large shirt. He's wearing denim jeans, which are on backwards, so he can put his hands in the pockets like that. He is the epitome of the 90s. It's your boy. It's Kid Flippz. Kid Flippz! Yay, Kid Flippz! He
So Flippz.
that's fair. Okay, so he skateboards down the ramp, and as he gets to the apron, he uses the force of the skateboard colliding with the ring apron to flip him over the ropes and basically lands on your Apex's hands, kind of like trying to break the hold around the Milkman's head.
So your skateboard connects with the bones on his big fingers. A sound which Apex hasn't heard himself in an incredibly long time, the sound of his own bones starting to crack or break. He immediately, instinctively lets go in pain.
I square up to him and say, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Which, to clarify, isn't me.
He stands over you and smiles a really cruel smile and just moves towards your face again with his hands.
Oh no. Do something, kid.
So, in the background of the shot, you could see that I am crowd surfing my way around to the ring, like crowd surfing, like on his like stood up. He's just like working his way down. He leaps. He basically says, "Come on, lads, heave ho and cowabunga!" And he uses their force to leap from the crowd onto the top ring apron, and he leaps and tries to connect with a double drop kick to the back of Apex's head.
You just see silhouetted by the light in midair the radical figure of Kid Flippz, like some kind of skateboarding angel come to save you.
Half-pipe Jesus.
Let's get crunk!
There's a
He is
crack,
annoying.
and you connect beautifully with the back of Apex's head. He stumbles forward, and his hand slams down onto the mat just above your head. Now, what are we going to do about this? Kid Flippz, you jumpety young upstart from the streets. What in heaven's name possessed you to interfere in another wrestler's match?
Well, dog, this fart knocker over here was getting jiggy with me home slice. And that ain't all that and a bag of chips. What? He was hurting my friend. And the match was over, and he was trying to hurt him. And I was raised by a good woman to respect my elders and protect my friends.
Now,
You'll have to forgive the lad. He's clearly had too many opal fruits today. He's just a bit hyper. I've been training him in wrestling for many years. He is my finest protege, but I did not ask for this.
you, Kid Flippz, and the Denimatrix will fight. The winner remains on the roster, the loser will be fired.
Fuck!
Coming in through the door, ready to confront his mentor, Kid Flippz.
Tony, you're right.
Aye, lad. I'll be all right.
Why'd you keep doing this, Tony? You know you can't go anymore.
I can and I will, lad.
You've taught me so much, Tony. It's mostly milk-based, but you've also taught me about wrestling. And I wanted to be a wrestler because I need a role model in my life. A male role model. I grew up without a dad. And you've been like a father to me. You delivered milk to my mum, I believe. And you brought me into this business. You taught me everything I knew, but I need to go a different path. I need you to... I'm flippy now. You have to understand that. I've been watching the hot young wrestlers coming out from Japan, from Mexico, and that's me. That's who I am, and I just want your blessing. And I want you to step to one side and let me step out from your shadow.
It's not a shadow, it's a cast of tradition. An umbrella of tradition draped over all of us fine British wrestlers. You are a fine Yorkshire lad.
Home skillet.
No, whip it.
Look, I'll always be there for you. But please, you be there for yourself. Because you're the closest thing I've got to family. Apart from my mum, you're the closest thing I've got to a dad. And I just don't want to lose you.
All right, pal. Just give him a little pat on the shoulder. That's about as much emotion as I can muster.
Thank you. I'm also here to ask you to be in my corner for tonight. I know you're banged up, and I shouldn't ask. But if this is going to be my last night in the company, I want my mentor there by my side.
Aye, lad. I'll be there. Holding in a tear.
I just slowly slide off on my skateboard. The most mournful skateboarding possible.
It's one half of it.
Like a Charlie Brown.
Making his way to the ring, hailing from Puddington, Yorkshire, Kid Flippz!
Just you see a spotlight on a huge poster which just has 90s written on it, and then suddenly he skates through the O and he is skating all around the ramp. He's grinding, he's ollieing. Are they the same? Doesn't matter. Yeah, and he skates down to the ring and he turns around to kind of like lock eyes with his mentor, and then notices his mentor isn't there. And he kind of like stumbles and like picks up his skateboard and just being like, it's cool, bling, 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 where your head at? And then he flips into the ring, over the ropes, lands on his skateboard on a perfect ollie. I don't know what it is, but it looks great. And then he dismounts, kicks the skateboard into the crowd. That's for you! And then I climb up the turnbuckles and just look out at the crowd. I see my mum. She's always there. Hi, Mum. I try to cover my nerves. I'm not ready for this, and I turn to look, and still no Milkman, but it's fine. It's fine. Get myself in the zone. I'm sorry. I'm a bit nervous. You see, all my life I've wanted to do this. I was very lucky to know someone who was able to teach me in the ways of the squared circle, and I'm gonna fight to stay here, because I've got a lot more to give, and a lot more to learn. Wherever you are, I'm doing this for you. I'm ready. I offer a hand to the Denimatrix.
I go to shake his hand, but in the last second, I whip him into a headlock, but I call it a ziplock.
I jump onto the ropes and hit the live and kicking, which is a springboard dropkick.
Boom! Dropkick connects straight with Dominatrix's chest. It is she who hits the mat with a thump.
I sprint up to the top ropes to hit the Clarissa Explains It All moonsault. Now, I haven't seen Clarissa Explains It All, but I assume it's a lot like a moonsault because it has a lot of impact. It's excellent presentation, highly relatable. Everyone loves Melissa Joan Hart.
That's true.
Cowabunga.
If you can say hi Sam as you leap from the rope, then I'll let you do it.
Hey up, Sam! Hit the 8.
And your moonsault connects just as Denimatrix gets mentioned to get off the mat. Boom, back down to the mat again. You can see the denim-clad knee just moving towards you, almost at a pleasant, meditative pace. Just unable to move out of the way. The very first thing you feel is the soft and comfortable touch of denim, immediately followed by the hard push and pow of bone colliding with the cartilage in your nose. There's a kind of meaty grinding sound as your nose just collapses in on itself, almost becomes concave at this point, and blood just gushes down your face.
You're actually going to look like a Ninja Turtle.
Beans! I look around to just see if my mentor is around. I cough a bit of blood and I notice a little bit of white in there with the blood. I'm looking around but he's nowhere to be seen.
So right now Kid Flippz is just scrambling around the ring, blood and a little bit of milk gooping from his nose, looking for any sign of his beloved mentor. You just stalk over him like some predator, lean down, ready to take advantage, go in for the pin, and then crack! At the back of your head, you feel something metal and solid connect with your skull. You collapse face first into the mat. You turn just in time to see the figure of Apex. You come to at this point.
I'm not entirely. I don't know what's happened. I would never take advantage of this situation if I'd actually seen it. But you did break my face, so I just collapse with one arm over you.
That's 1, 2, and a kick out.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to stumble up to the top rope and try and hit my finisher. My finisher, the double corkscrew moonsault. It's called Round the Twist. I look back over, I touch my nose and say, have you ever felt like this? I reach up, I notice the milk, and I think, oh my God, we have a conversation we need to have. Flips over in the air, beautiful. When strange things happen, are you going round the twist? Lands, and I just hook the leg. Count me in, Dad. Count me in, sir.
1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Your winner, Kid Flippz.
Flippin' heck.
I raise a hand to you to try and help you up. And I say, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. And it's me, your friendly neighborhood Kid Flippz, the high flyer. And I'm Adam also.
Right.
You absolutely yoded that, didn't you?
Let's do a fight. Hailing from Puddington, Yorkshire, Kid Flippz!
So, spotlight. You see nothing to start, and then suddenly a huge burst of doves out from the floor. Ollies, Kid Flippz. He skates around the top of the ramp. He grabs the S, the K, the A, the T, and the E, and he flies down to the ring. And he's grinding as he goes. His cap perfectly backwards. His shirt, the dye is so tied, and he flips into the ring. He runs up to the turnbuckle, gets on the ropes, and kind of just enjoys the adulation of the crowd. Okay, thanks guys. That's cool. Don't worry about it. But then he looks out at the crowd, sees his mum. She's always there. Hiya, mum! And then he looks around at the ringside, and you see a look of resignation and disappointment briefly flicker over his face. But then, straight back to business. Let's do this! Cowabunga.
Making his way to the ring, hailing from parts unknown, your City British champion, Apex! Immediately, this huge hand reaches out, grabs you by the throat, and lifts you off the ground again. Little boy, do not step into my ring.
I'm going to make the secret gesture, or like secret facial gesture at my mum, which is a secret signal, and she reaches into her purse and picks out a jar of like hand cream and throws it at the back of the referee's head.
Okay, so what's the brand of hand cream?
Silky Bastard hand cream.
It clunk, just bonks him on the back of the head, enough to make him move his head and notice at least.
I kick Apex square in the bollocks.
Apex doesn't wear a cup. However, when your foot connects with his groin, it feels like he must. And something in your ankle almost shatters. He picks you up one final time and he turns you upside down so your head is directly above the mat. Then lifts you high into the air and
And here in the background, there's beep, beep, beep. And the whole thing spills out and fills the ramp and fills the entire ring with denim. Just so much denim that it just swamps Apex and Kitty McFlyface. And stops the match entirely.
Lad, are you okay, lad?
Oh, hey up. It's you, is it? I haven't seen you in a week. Alright? No, look at me. Where were you last week? You know, strike that. Kick that to the curb, as they say now. Where were you this morning? Where were you? Right? Where were you when I was getting my? I was almost killed in that match. I was almost choked out.
I know.
You said you would be there for me.
Management, they called me in last week. They said my next match will be my retirement match. If I lose, I have to leave the company. They said I'm not good enough anymore. I'm too old. I'm too slow. I'm too slightly fat. I'm not that fat. I'm good. I'm good. But they said I'm not drawing the crowds anymore like I used to. And they said I'm gonna be out.
Tony, maybe they're right. Look at you. You're still not ready to compete. I assume you're wrestling tonight, right?
I am, lad.
Yeah, I thought
I'll be
you would
wrestling every night until they kick me out the door, until they send the men and they drag me out.
Or until you're not in a good way. Do you think maybe it's management's way of telling you that if you don't hang it up, you'll end up doing yourself in?
I've still got it, lad. I could beat anyone on this roster. I could beat them all around the ring until the cows come home. And when the cows come home, I'll fucking milk them. Because that's what real men do.
Oh, aye. Is that what real men do? Do they leave? Is that what real men do? Do they have a son that they never raise? Do they walk away from a chance to be with their family for the sake of their own pride?
There were other stops on the round, lad. There were other stops.
Oh, aye. But she was your favourite stop, wasn't she?
She was the biggest tipper.
Look me in the eyes right now and tell me you're not my father.
I can't. I'll just walk off.
I guess now it's time for the sustained and brutal waiting.
That's awful.
I'm gonna come down to the ring with a white towel. I'm just gonna slowly walk down. I've got the white towel. I haven't done anything with it yet.
Cool.
But I'm just by the ring, just being like, come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Put that towel down, lad.
Boom, 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 boom. Stretch pounds the mat and submits. Your winner, the Milkman!
You beautiful bastards!
I enter the ring and try and clean up the blood with the white towel.
Don't you ever bring a towel to my ring again.
I roll out the ring and I head to the back.
Kid, is there anything significant or interesting? That sounds mean. Anything interesting Kid's doing? Anything significant Kid is doing before we move to this match, having just run off?
He just hears, he's at the top of the ramp and he just hears his mentor say this. And he knows that there's nothing he can do to stop the Milkman. And as the crowd is going wild and as everyone is cheering, he's the only one in the building that's not doing it. And he just does a really sad kickflip. And then he just he leaves, shaking his head.
Almost slow motion.
And we now join the Milkman lying in a hospital bed, being attended to by CBW's 2 resident medical staff, bitch doctor and fight nurse.
I slowly board over to the bed. I place one hand on yours. You're not comfortable with it,
No.
but you're not really physically strong enough to stop me. I say, it's alright. I'm here.
It's nice to meet you. Get off me now.
I look at him and just say, if you're gonna do it, I'll be behind you. To the end.
I can't not do it, lad. It's in my blood. My blood's milk. It's in my milk.
There's someone. It feels like we may be on borrowed time, so there's someone I want to reintroduce you to. And I gesture to the front door, and a 57-year-old woman with a handbag walks in, and she says, "Hi, that's him."
I remember this order. I remember this round.
I'm very sorry, it's family only.
These are family.
And I go in for a hug, and I feel bones just give way. Oh, sorry. Psych. And just a single tear of milk drips down my face.
In which case, if you are all family, it's probably just as well you're all here. If you try to wrestle again, you might very well die.
I'm Adam, I'm playing Kid Flippz, who's the high flyer.
Right, now let's do a fight. Kid Flippz!
You catch Kid Flippz halfway up a half pipe, and then somehow, even though he's halfway up, he turns to look at the camera and doesn't move. Hey up! So, tonight, it's the Regal Wrangle. I've got goosebumps, friends, and we've got a full house in that ring. There's family matters, there's brothers and sisters. It's the biggest night of my so-called life. Regal Wrangle, I'm mad about you. And if you think you're gonna be saved by the bell, then I'm afraid you're up Dawson's Creek. Because tonight, boy beats world. And at the Colossal Tussle, it will be the secret world of Alex Mack.
It was really good.
And as you start to pass out, 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's me! Okay, you see the ramp, the metal ramp raise up, just like on this huge kind of pneumatic lift. It raises all the way to the top of the Titantron, where you see me! I skate down, and I shout at the top of my mouth, at the top of my lungs, "Get away from my dad! Cowabunga!" And I just leap off the end of the ramp, which is suspended like 50 feet in the air, and I land on Valhalla Kadabra.
Boom! What part of the Kadabra did you want to land on?
His head.
Crack! You land on his head, and your skateboard. Ollie flips his helmet off. Is that right?
Sure. Righteous.
Yeah. You knock his helmet off his head, and it goes skittering across the mat. He drops the now unconscious, utterly unconscious, both arms dislocated. 3 ribs broken off the Milkman.
Oh, dearie me.
And he turns to face you. Boy!
Dad, I need you. Wake up. Wake up.
I try and sort of I try and do a medical flip when I flip onto his shoulders and try and crack them back into place.
That's insane.
I didn't go to 7 years of medical flip school to not be able to do this.
Talk us through this medical flip, because I have no fucking clue what it is.
I flip through the air, hearing the Flippocratic oath in my head.
Oh!
Do no harm! And I land with both feet, 1 foot on each of his shoulders. They crack back into place, and he's awake.
I'm not sure if that's better.
I help the Milkman to his feet. I lock wrists with you, and we're gonna run at Valhalla Kadabra.
I don't want to.
Are you going to double team him?
We're gonna try and double clothesline him over the top rope. I take a bit of the milk that is from my mouth. I look at my father, and I just do war paint over the... no, I just go straight down. So I've got this ivory mask.
You both go for this double clothesline, like arms outstretched. And as you get to Valhalla Kadabra, he simply grabs both of your arms and then plants you both, boom, side by side against the mat.
Can we all 3 of us
All
team
three of
up?
us team up to get him
Up
out.
to you, yeah.
Let's
let's
just get on, push him up.
Just as he's about to wrench you both off and bellow some terrible pun into the air once again, Kid Flippz connects with his super live and kicking. It's a live and super
Live and super kick.
Live and super kicking move. That's a live and super kicking move. Cracks straight against his head. He stumbles back 1 foot, 2 feet, just seems to right himself again, and then something seems to pass in his head, and whoomp, he falls back over the rope. Boom! And
Yes! Cool, that was so 50-50. And I'm just going to be really immature and just try and push him out of the ring.
Oh my god!
So you feel yourself being pushed against the ropes, you feel your feet leave the mat, you start to flip backwards. Just tell us how you flip your way back in 90s style.
Basically, as I flip forward, kind of just land on my head, my kind of neck just bounces me up, and I land on the top rope. I say, "Hey up, what's the rumpus?" Is that 90s? That's like 40s. I say, "Trying to eliminate me? Not." And then I hit you with the Clarissa Explains It All moonsault.
You make your way to the top rope. You somersault into that moonsault, but unfortunately you just don't quite connect. You miss, but you are able to get your footing at least. And as you do, you lock eyes with the Milkman.
We're just sort of
We're just locked
eyes.
I think we're having the same flashback at the same moment.
But it's happening in real time.
And so this is how you do the move.
You
You're on the other one, you gotta go,
okay, I'll do a little flip.
fuck me, all this milk is hot.
Back to Dynamatrix, what are you up to?
Well, I got flung so far back that actually I took Kid Flippz out.
Oh, okay. What's your B?
The sheer strength of Gerda's punch knocks back Dynamatrix about 5 feet at a huge velocity, collides straight with your limber, lithe, but not very heavy frame. You are flung against the rope. You tip backwards over the top. Roll on work for me.
Oh, Dad! Oh, it's big!
It's a 12.
Just as your body flips back 360 degrees and your feet are inches from the floor, a milky hand grabs your wrist at the last moment.
Nothing gets past your eyes, Pops?
I've got you, lad. Let's get you back in the ring!
Can I hit Denimatrix as I come back into the ring,
I'm
please?
How are you going to do this?
So I think I throw him. As I'm pulling him back up, I'm like, do your stuff, lad!
You're going to throw him.
My dad!
I'm only powered up when I'm being a father!
And talk us through the fatherly love that is causing you to reach superhuman levels of strength here.
I think that the first time I've willingly touched my own child in like a sort of fatherly embrace, I'm just filled with all these emotions that I've been keeping down, and they fuel aching bones to just produce just this amazing burst of energy that just powers up through my legs as I just one-armed launch him into the air backwards towards Denimatrix.
As you do this on a critical success, and the fatherly love and the milk courses through your veins, you almost feel the break in your nose knit together with sheer emotional force.
I've been cured by pride.
And like a radical missile, the body of Kid Flippz collides with Denimatrix, sends her straight back into the corner of the ring. Her head cracks against the turnbuckle, and she is unconscious.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I think we're just both shocked that we did something together. We're like, God, we'll have to tell your mum about this.
We can tell her right now. Mom, look what I just did.
Hey, Doris.
My boys.
Oh.
Puts a hand over a very proud hand over her chest. You in an instant snap back to consciousness.
Yes.
Snap back to. Seems that little nap has done a world of good. You feel strong and ready. What are you doing?
These two are still distracted, waving at Mum, and I'm just going to smash their heads together.
You two having this beautiful moment. Looking each other straight in the eye, connecting on a profound filial level.
For ages.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then crack! Two denim-clad hands smash your faces together.
Yeah.
We just feel ourselves milk up.
My milk is boiling. My milk is boiling, lads. Let's get her.
Let's curdle her.
What do you do?
We could do a full curdle.
Oh, first degree curdle.
Try and get her in the middle of us now and just crush her between us.
You try to get a good grip on Denimatrix, but this renewed energy has given her a new lease of strength, and you just can't. Denimatrix?
Well, the first thing I do is I just push Kid Flippz off out of the way, and then I get your head over my shoulder, and then I go to do one of my favourite moves, which is split stunner. So I go stunner, but with splits while you're maintaining eye contact with your son.
I don't know if you're really the nice anti-hero.
That stunner connects as you execute a beautiful splits onto the mat.
Well, I've just been cracked.
Cracked, but
Yes.
he's also kind of a bit floppy at this point, and I'm going to use my strength to lift him up. And as I would throw, oh my god, maybe I can make this work. As I try and throw him out of the ring, I look to him and say, "You can call me Daddy."
It seems that last feat of strength was an anomaly of your second wind, and you just can't get the purchase or the push needed to get the Milkman out of the ring.
Yeah.
Flippz.
I am going to, off the back of that failure, locking eyes with my dad. Is it time, Dad?
They're a bit woozy.
Dad,
They're
Dad.
What do you want?
Is it time
For what?
for the full churn?
Aye, lad. It's time.
Okay.
excited.
I want both of you guys to roll on work.
That's +2.
No!
Hells yeah, that's 9.
Mine is an 8.
Take us through the full churn.
So I guess as Denimatrix is trying to lift me up, we've had a conversation while I'm halfway in the air. I'm going to sort of slam Denimatrix down with the DDT and then transition immediately to the leg and start to churn. Kid Flippz would then come up the other side, grab the other leg, and we would just churn them in opposite directions. And then back the other way, and then this way again, and then sometimes at different...
As we're doing this, I notice, obviously I'm young, I'm in the prime of my life, like this is actually, like it's just a full body workout for me, but then I notice that my dad is, like there's something wrong. He's, like his breathing is laboured, and I see a little trickle of pink milk mixed with blood trickling from his...
Strawberry milk, lad, it's strawberry.
Dad!
I could do all sorts of flavours.
No! Dad, you need to stop!
I won't stop.
Dad!
Dad!
Dad, don't say that! I let go of the leg.
And yeah, Kid Flippz, you notice the tenseness and the tautness going out of the Milkman's muscles. You notice the speed of the churn, the balance of the two-man churn starting to get off kilter. You see Milkman's eyes start to flutter. He starts to go paler than that milk with the red lids, the like fully skimmed stuff that's basically just water.
Not fully.
And then everything goes white.
Dad! I drop the leg immediately, and I rush over and like cradle my dad. I don't care about anything else. I just, Dad, no, the cowbunga, no, come back to me, Dad, no. I try and slap him into consciousness, but he's out cold. I call for the medics.
You hear a sound from up the ramp, and down stomps Fight Nurse in his tiny Red Cross pinny and his little nurse hat, or like 8 feet of him, with these sort of sutures up and down his arms, looking like he's been stitched together from bits of other wrestlers. Climbs into the ring, uses the sheer breadth of his body to block Milkman and you from the rest of the wrangle.
Yes, I'm just kind of holding his hand, saying, Dad, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dad? Dad, no. I don't know what to do. And I just like, he's out. Get him out of here, please. Just take him to the back. Get him out of the ring.
Oh, Fight Nurse lifts you up with 2 arms, plops you over his shoulder, and carries you out the ring.
And grab the rope. How unconscious am I?
I would say you can roll on power, but with disadvantage.
Oh,
That is
is 6.
It's already failed. Yeah, it's massive.
That's 2.
For a brief moment, your eyes pop open. You make eye contact with Kid Flippz. You know that this is Kid Flippz who made this happen, and then you pass out again. This Fight Nurse carries you off.
I've just stood kind of right up against the ropes with my back to the ring, and all my focus is on my dad, obviously.
Joe.
I see Kid Flippz, and he looks really sad. I go over and offer some advice, like just some comfort to him. I'm like, it's okay. He was eliminated, right? When they carried him out over the top rope.
He's not in the match anymore.
So, okay, cool.
He's not
So,
in the match
Pylon, do you want to help me? We're still in the match.
I just want to make sure he gets to the back, okay?
But let's eliminate Pylon right now.
He's not at the back yet. They're still taking him up the ramp. I hope he's okay.
Come on. So I'm just gonna try and throw her out and scramble over the top rope with her.
And I'm going to try and pull the rope down.
We've got Bro helping on the outside. Kid Flippz his help.
I'm in a daze. I'm moving independent of any thought. So I'm just sort of like robotically just moving now. No flips, no nothing. I'm just moving. Yeah. What we doing? What?
Getting rid of Pylon. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on. Head in the game.
I'm transported somewhere else. I'm transported to. It's a rainy day, and I see. I've been grounded. I've been naughty. I've been grinding on the banisters. My mum hates that. And I see out the window the milk float arrive at the front door, and I see Tony the milkman get out of the milk float, and he's carrying a parcel. And I see he comes over, and I see my mum go out and take the parcel from him. And then he drives away without coming in. And I say, Mom, who is that? And she says, don't you worry about that. Weeks later, it's my birthday. And I go down to the kitchen and see a parcel on the kitchen table. It's the same parcel. And
it says, from someone who's very, very proud of you. And I open it up, and inside, it's a tie-dye t-shirt. And it's way too big for me. And inside is a little note saying, "You'll grow into it." And on the back of it, it's an invitation to come and try out for CBW. And I remember that, and that sort of snaps me into Kid Flippz mode. I scream at the top of my at the top of my voice, "Let's bone out!" Which means let's go, apparently, according to the 90s. I run up Joe's chest, grab Pylon around the head, and I flip over, slam down, and hurl her over the top rope, out onto the floor. And boom! I'm basically and I land on the ropes with my feet on the second ropes, just like looking out over the crowd. And I see my mum, and she nods at me, and I nod at her.
So I'm going to take this opportunity while they are very distracted. I'm going to pull my weight. I'm going to put my hands on the rope. I'm going to pull my weight back, and I'm going to use the momentum to swing my legs around, kick him around the back of the head, hoping that he'll just go head first out of the ring.
Oh, that's a real roll.
That sounds like more flips.
Just the heat, the palpable heat. Oh, that's 13.
So, Kid Flippz, you are looking your mum in the eye. A smorgasbord of emotions flowing through your body, and then crack! Something hard and comfortable hits you in the back of the head, and before you even know what's happening, you are hand over ass, flipped over the top rope, and boom, land on the outside.
Fair enough. As soon as I hit the ground, it's like the world comes back to me. I run straight up the ramp to the back.
I do it because I know that he wanted to see his dad.
Sure.
Revisionist history.
I'm Adam, I am Kid Flippz, and I am the High Flyer.
Right, let's do a fight. Making his way to the stage, hailing from Puddington, Yorkshire, Kid Flippz!
Flippz!
There's no special effects. The stage is bare. Out walks Kid Flippz. He walks down the ramp. He kind of absent-mindedly puts a hand out and kind of touches people's hands. He's not on his skateboard. He doesn't have a skateboard. His cap is the right way round.
Oh, wow.
And he walks up the steel ring steps and just climbs through the ropes and sits in the corner and waits for his opponent.
Hailing from little glittering Reading, Silver Bro! You two have a brief moment here squaring off from the ring. Anything you want to say to each other?
I offer a hand.
Sorry about your dad, mate.
Take care of your family before they're gone.
That's so important. So important.
Your special guest referee, Golden Joe! Kid Flippz is knocked to the mat.
My hat falls off my head, and I'm just looking in the back, and I'm completely dazed. I'm not in this yet. I'm
conflicted because, let's do a fight, but I don't want to hurt the lads.
So how is Kid Flippz going to potentially take advantage of the reticence we see in Silver Bro? Such a good-hearted man.
His dad's dying, man.
I get to my feet. I take my hat, and I throw it out of the ring. I say, "All right then, come on," and I kind of offer myself to lock up.
And I'll lock up with you, and again, just try and throw you against the rope. Oh! Shoulder block!
Just like last time, almost identically, back on the mat again. Boom.
I go in for the pin.
I'm not the ref in this one.
So I'm out. I actually missed this. I'm silent an 8x10.
So I'm going to just come to. I see my opponent. Let's do a fight, I guess. And I was like, yeah, let's go in for a pin. And I kind of almost half-heartedly pull him over for a schoolboy.
I'm gonna slide in. Because I bro got my attention back. Slide in. 1. It's. I haven't counted yet, so this is the normal cadence. 2. I'm just checking the shoulders. Shoulders are still down.
This is enough of a delay to give you a chance to act for sure.
Okay, I notice I'm being slow counted, and there's something that has kind of just been locked away, just kind of gets out, and I just get up and I get in Joe's face, and I'm just like, look, do you not understand? Like, what are we doing here? Just finish the match. I have other places to be. All right, I get it. You're family, and you're both healthy, and you both got each other, and you're taking that for fucking granted. Just finish the fucking match so I can go back fucking stage, right? Do you get me?
Yeah, and in the interest of fairness, I miss Bro's pin. I'm giving you the same amount of time that he would have had. So ease off.
I shove Golden Joe.
He stands fast and strong.
I just pound at his chest, and
Futilely.
tears just starting to stream down my face. That's all I've got.
Well, I mean, he's now attacking my brother, so I'm going to give him my finish. I'm going to give him the silver spooner. I'm going to just hoist him up into the air, I'm going to flex a few times, and then try and slam him down right into the mat.
Yeah. Boom! Back down on the mat.
Yeah.
Take us through the silver spooner, take us straight into the pin.
It's right up into the air, the big old flex of the muscles, and I just shout, it's like, you do not touch my brother. And I slam him back down into the mat, hook the leg, count the pin.
While that's all happening, I'm bouncing off of the ropes to Joe like the rock solid, because that's what we do for our double team move. But instead of doing the elbow, I count 1, 2, 3.
Your winner, Silver Bro!
I roll out the ring, grab my cap, back up the ramp. So I'm storming to management.
Well, let's see that.
So I'm knocking on the door.
The door swings open, and there greeting you, of course, is the voice of management, QC. Well. Kid Flippz. QC offers you a seat, currently pointed the right way round.
I take that seat. And I 180 that son of a bitch. I sit down on it and I say, let's rap. Let's be real. He's gonna die in that ring unless you stop it. And I see you've got him booked for a match later. I'm asking you to cancel that match. I'm asking you to take the choice away from him, because he's already made his choice and it's killing him. Please, just let him go.
Who are you to speak for a wrestler who has been on the roster since before you were even born?
I'm someone who cares about him a damn sight more than management seems to.
Oh, Kid Flippz. If we ever gave you the impression that we cared, we are very, very sorry.
So here's how it's going to work. As soon as that bell rings in his match tonight, I'm going to throw in the towel. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to attack his opponent so that he is disqualified and he is forced to step away from the ring. That is my plan. Whatever happens, I am not letting you put his health above this stupid promotion.
He leans in very, very, very closely. Who do you think you are?
I know who I am.
No, that's not a question you answer. that is an indication to shut up. So, you're saying that unless we do as you say, you're simply going to get in the way.
That's right. There will be no match. I will make sure of it.
Oh. You insolent little pup. And he backhands you across the face.
That's my QC.
There will be a match. And since you like extreme rules so much, this match will be hard core. Oh, mate. Now get out of this office.
No DQ.
I do a really small grind on the top of the on the top of the chair, and as I get to the door, I turn around and I look back and I say, "And the milk will be on your hands." I slam the door.
So you get locked in for the churn, you start to move, and then you feel that same feeling you felt a couple of weeks ago. As your own,
be my own undoing.
as your own bones start to creak and your own muscles start to strain and tear at the stress you're putting your body through at this point.
I'm coming down to the ring.
Yeah, you are.
I'm running down to the ring. I know I can't throw in the towel because it's a hardcore match, but I'm just at I'm at ringside and I'm just sort of like got my, I'm not sure what to do, and then I'm gonna get into the ring and I'm gonna super kick Tony.
Oh my god!
Go for it. That's going to be...
Live and super kicking, springboard kick. Let's add a flip to it, shall we?
are you doing this from where Tony can see or from behind Tony?
I am going to jump up to the apron. I'm going to look him dead in the eyes. And then I'm going to jump onto the springboard and hit him in the face as hard as I can. I'm standing up for what I believe in. And what I believe is that you should not be a wrestler. You should be a father.
Amazing! Just take us through that live and super kicking.
It seems to happen as if in slow motion. I pull myself up to the springboard. Our eyes locked with each other. And I saw through the air. I saw through the past, through years of work, of training, of hopes and dreams. And I don't hold myself back. And I hit Tony in the side of the head with my foot as hard as I possibly can. Oh. I take Christian Outrage and I pull him on top of Tony the Milkman.
Oh my god. What are you doing, lad?
I'm trying to help you, don't you understand? You have to lose. You have to lose.
I thought that milk is meant to be thicker than water.
You've spilt enough milk.
This is not what I taught you. I was teaching you the Milky Way.
Jeez, Dad, you have to stop.
I want to go out on my own terms.
How come you won't listen to me?
I will take all of the yogurt they have, lad. All of it. Until I get to go out the way that I want. At the Colossal Tussle.
Then it's your fucking funeral. And I roll out of the ring.
You feel your body being lifted up and up and up.
I'm back in the ring with a milk bottle in my hand, and I smash it over Christian Outrage.
Smash! Milk goes everywhere. It sprays across Christian Outrage. It covers his hair, it covers your face, it covers the Milkman. He drops the Milkman just as he's about to get into the final part of the bomb, just before your back connects with that table. You still hit it. There is still a crack and a break in the wood. There is still a crack and a break somewhere in your trunk. but it is not as hard as it could have been.
I hit him with the live and super kicking.
As you go with it, he manages to catch your leg in midair and twists it around as you land, and gets it into a really nasty ankle lock, then settles himself down on the mat and just starts applying pressure.
Seeing this, I am properly milking up, and I go to strike Rage Guy in the face. Whatever his name is. Christian Outrage in the face with a little badly made wooden skateboard.
This cheaply, poorly made skateboard made by a kid still stands strong and cracks across Christian's jaw. Doesn't even break the skateboard itself.
He folds up the limbs into a perfect knot, turns Christian Outrage over, and then with one finger just counts the pin.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
Your winner, the Milkman! As everyone's cheering and celebrating, Christian Outrage comes to a brief moment of consciousness and looks at the two of you and says, "What a touching coming of age story." And then passes out entirely.
You're not going to stop, are you?
I'll stop, but when I'm ready.
Well then, looks like I'm gonna have to stop you. You and me. 1-on-1. The Colossal Tussle. You taught me everything I knew. I'm gonna use it against you. Because I have to.
I got some more tricks in me bag, boy. I'll teach you again. Every day. Now, let's not cry over spilt milkman, and let's just enjoy the moment, 'cause I won!
I turn my back and I just say, I'll see you at the Colossal Tussle. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna send you home where you belong.
We'll talk about this in the car.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the car. We'll talk about it in the car.
Amazing. And as you two head off to the car to talk about it, the ring clears once more.
Hello, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Kid Flippz, who is the high flyer.
Right, let's do a really big fight. It's now time for a very special retirement match. Let's see if milk is thicker than blood. Making his way to the stage from Puddington, Yorkshire, Kid Flippz!
Spotlight on a manhole at the top of the ramp. You see purple light start to emanate from behind it, and then suddenly it blasts open, and Kid Flippz, wearing a jetpack, flies out and around the arena. He is trailing behind him a huge banner that just says "Dad" on it, and he has got his skateboard, and he is now grinding upside down against the top of the arena. He is throwing out Pop-Tarts and Pogs to the assembled crowd, and he doesn't really know how to fly this thing, so he's just going round and around and around until finally he gets a hold of it, and he stops, does an ollie in midair, a kickflip. Oh, he's dropped the skateboard. There's a souvenir for a lucky fan, and then he lowers himself down to the ring, uncouples the jetpack, and then stands there, looking at his dad.
Is there anything you'd like to say to your dad, not to the public, but to your father?
Dad, I'm going to ask this of you. And I want you to think long and hard before you decide. Think about home. Think about what we could have. You, me, Mum. Think about how happy we could be. And lay down.
You know I'll never lay down, lad. Take your coat off. I'm going to give him a hell of a show.
I take off my tie-dye coat to reveal my tie-dye t-shirt. I straighten my mask. I make sure my hair it's rock solid. Right. May the best man win. Good luck, Dad.
Good luck, boy.
Ding, ding, ding. And we'll start with the Milkman in control.
Now, remember what I taught you, boy. Remember what I taught you. We start with a lock-up.
I would like to try and roll him up immediately.
Okay, you shoot in, go straight in for the roll up. Boom, get your dad's shoulders firm against that. 1.
I'm thinking about how happy we could be together as a family. I'm thinking about our first Sunday roast where he's going to glaze the turkey with milk and we're going to cut it and laugh and drink milk together.
On that 1, what's going through your head?
I'm thinking, fuck me, I taught him well. I'm also thinking that without this, I'm completely lost.
2.
I'm thinking that it's the same lunch, and I'm looking over at my dad, and there's something indescribable in his eyes. He's not meeting any of our gaze. There's something lost about him, and I know in my heart that if this is how it ends, there's a part of my dad that will never come home.
2.
I'm thinking just how important being a milkman and wrestling has been to me, and how not only did it save me from a life of alcoholism, it led me to my son.
You see the ref's hand rise high into the air, silhouetted by the lights from the stadium, and it starts to move down towards the mat for the 3 count.
I look at the ref, look at my dad, I release the hold and walk back to the corner and just sort of, I don't know what to do. And I look at him, and he knows what I've done. He knows that he couldn't get out of it. And I look at him and I'll be just like, that's what you taught me.
Taught you well.
No more second chances. Please. Please, I want you to choose this. Please lay down.
I won't lay down.
I'm going for the live and super kicking.
And it connects beautifully. Take us through. In fact, Milkman, can you take us through what you're feeling as you see your son execute this beautiful high-flying maneuver?
I think just incredibly proud. I think this was all I ever wanted, was to go out on my terms in a match against my son.
Crack across the jaw. And
Boom against the mat.
I think about pinning him, and then I pause. I'm conflicted, and then I try for the pin. Wasted a bit of time, but I try again to pin my dad.
Okay, once again. Boom. 1. Boom. 2.
And I kind of I release it, and I just like, if you're gonna fight, fight me then. Because if I beat you, when I beat you, I want you coming home full, all right? I don't want you semi-skimmed. I want a whole dad.
Not a pasteurised one.
Because I know you're better than this. Come on. Give me your best so I can beat it and bring you home properly.
Get ready for a schooling then, lad. This isn't skim milk, this is condensed milky knowledge. And I just rush at him and go for I'm going to get him in a headlock and go for the Irish whip.
Yeah, you shoot in. You go for the Irish whip. You start to flip out your arm, and then something crack, grind goes in your back. You hear something. It's so audible in this now completely silent arena. The audience are on the edges of their seats. You hear something crack that echoes throughout the whole stadium as that Irish whip doesn't land.
I stop and I nail down, and I say to him, trying to obviously hide my mouth from the camera, are you okay?
Whip me.
Dad, are you okay?
Whip me to the ropes.
I pick him up and I try and Irish whip him to the ropes.
You whip a little too hard, and you hear another sharp, hard crack. Another blast of pain shoots through your arm, through your shoulder, and you just stumble face first onto the mat.
I'm just shouting at him now. Give up, please. It has to be your choice.
Not until we've given the city British public what they want.
I say, fine. I'll give the people what they want. And I go for the Clarissa Explains It All moonsault.
You flip through the air beautifully, and your moonsault connects, boom, against your dad. You hear another crack and grind.
I pick him up. I try and pick him up and just being like, just hit me with something, okay? Just hit me with anything, okay? Please.
Go for the one big forearm.
You swing your forearm towards your son. It connects, but there's just no force behind it. Your body is so tired. You feel a feeble forearm bash against your face. You turn your head almost out of courtesy more than anything else. This man is in no state to wrestle.
I catch his arm and I pull him in for a hug, and then I hit him with a Spanish fly.
You go into the Spanish fly. You lift your dad up, but as you lift him up, and as you feel that you feel the damage in his body as you do it. There's just something in you can't, on a subconscious level, follow through, and you drop him halfway through.
I'm going to pick the leg. Just trip him, take him down.
You kick your leg out, sweep it underneath Kid Flippz, boom, he falls into the mat.
I think, okay, he's got a move in now. He can go out on his own terms. I decide I'm going for a big move, a move the crowd's never seen before. I kip up and I set my dad. I pick my dad up, set him up in the corner on the turnbuckle, and I look for my skateboard, but my skateboard's in the crowd. I reach behind, underneath the ring, and I pull out the skateboard that I made for you, and I set it up. I'm going to fly on my skateboard, gain all the momentum in the world because I'm a radical dude, and I'm going to jump and plant the soles of my feet right in his face. The soles of my feet, I call it the Fresh Prince.
Oh. Do your shoes light up?
You better fucking believe it. Oh, my mask. No! People will work out who I am. I fly through the air like a righteous gazelle. Don't fly. But I connect both soles of my feet. Boom. I feel something give beneath my feet. And I kind of springboard off his face onto the top turnbuckle as he lands on the floor behind me. And I'm there. I'm on the top rope. And I'm going to go for my finisher. I look down at you. We lock eyes. And I say, I'm sorry. I love you. Cowabunga. And I go for round the twist. I flip through the air, starting as a toddler, into a young boy, into a slightly older boy, into a young teenager, into the man that I am now, and I land full force on my dad.
As you connect with the Milkman's chest, you hear an almighty crumble as you feel the soft and damaged bone and tissue of an old man's body give way under your body weight. Air gasps and bursts out of the Milkman's lungs, along with a jet of blood and a spray of milk.
Naturally.
You instantly step up his chest and can see through the gore and the dent you made how much damage you've just done to your father's body. Milkman, your vision starts to blur your breathing starts to get raspy and shallow and slow. Your son is standing over you. A look of abject horror, I guess, right now.
Yeah, I guess.
On his face. What do you say to him?
Boy, kid, I'm proud of you. You being a dad is the best job I ever had. And I've had that and being a wrestler all the time. Because I'm old school. Keep doing what you're doing.
I nod. I hook the leg.
Okay, so as you go to the leg, you see the milkman cough up more blood. You hear his breathing get slower and slower and more laboured.
He's going to survive, and I have to make sure I win the match, so that he can come home, so that he retires, and we have the life that we've always dreamed of. I cinch the pin in, and I bellow at the ref, "Count! Count!"
Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is a 3 count. It's going to be 3 rolls for each count.
Oh God. I mean, he still wins if I die, so...
1.
Just straight?
Just straight.
6.
2.
8.
So that's 1 success and 1 fail.
Oh!
3.
9.
3. Ding, ding, ding. Your winner, Kid Flippz.
So I sort of... They're putting me on the stretcher, I'm wheezing, I'm coughing, I'm spluttering. I push them away with the last ounce of my strength from my one good arm.
Oh, God.
And just make my way through, and I say, you can hold me up if you want to, but let me do this. And I go through, I spin him round from wherever, if he's gone to the corner covering his face, grab the hand, and I just raise it in front of the crowd.
Kid?
I stand there and I look at him and I say, and notice all the blood just sort of draining from your face, and I catch you as you fall.
Roll. And just so we know what's at stake here, you want a success and not a failure.
Yeah. That's a 6. Can I use a reroll?
Yes, you can.
Because you put over the guy on your way out, and that's what I believe in. 11.
So all the colour drains from your face. You drop, just about to hit the mat, and woof! Kid Flippz catches you before you hit the ground and lifts you back up again.
I raise my father's hand in the air, and I offer him.
A few drips in it.
I offer him the microphone and I tell everyone to leave the ring for just a moment and give you the ring.
I just want to say I love you, CBW crowd. You are like a second family to me, but there is a family that is much closer. It's Doris and it's Kid Flippz. I love you, and I'm proud of both of you.
And the crowd lose their shit. Okay, wonderful stuff.
Hey up, I'm Adam, I'm playing Kid Flippz. I'm the high flyer.
All together now.
Let's do a fight!
We pan out to see Tony and Kid Flippz together in this old gym.
Well, well. Isn't this deja vu? I thought I'd find you here. Watching your old matches, are you?
Just looking for tips, lad.
Tips?
Yeah.
Tips to give me?
There's a lot to learn in these tapes.
Is there?
There's plenty.
Well, you know what could be a bit more useful than you here in the gym, watching yourself day after day. do you come to one of my matches? 2 years, Dad. You've been out of the game for 2 years. I've been doing warm-up match after warm-up match after warm-up match, waiting for CBW to come back, and I have not seen your face in the crowd once.
I know. Doris has told me all about it. She said you've been doing so well, and I'm so proud. But I can't. My bones ache watching wrestling. My bones ache generally, but they ache even more watching wrestling.
I'm not asking you to be a wrestler. I'm asking you to be me, Dad.
I want to, lad. I want to. I want to watch you wrestle, but it's going to take me time.
Hey, damn it, Dad. We gotta stop this. Otherwise you'll brie provolonely forever, and I can't bear it.
How do you expect me to deal with this?
Jesus Christ, listen to yourself. Look, I've got a match tonight. Our petitions management, they've put me in the main event. It was a special favour. Will I see you there?
Are you Stilton on that, lad? Are you Stilton banging that drum? Look, Is this what's been bringing you down? Because you've not been yourself. You've not been doing as many flip-de-doos. You've not been doing as many cartwheels. You've not been saying cowabunga.
Catchphrases are like wrestlers, Dad. They get old. I'm going to go and warm up for the match. Maybe don't come. Maybe it's butter this way.
Hailing from Puddington, Yorkshire, it's your boy! It's Kid Flippz!
Yeah, woo! So, as the music builds, a single spotlight, a trapdoor opens, but then just Kid Flippz walks into the spotlight from backstage. He stands looking out at the crowd. He's looking for someone. Can he find me? Then he takes his skateboard out, stands on it, hands in pockets, hair down his face, flannel shirt on, and just hands in pockets, just slowly rolls down to the ring on his skateboard. It looks like there's kind of fluid leaking out of the back of the skateboard, and he just gets to the ring, takes a match from his pocket, lights it on his quite bad pubescent stubble, and throws it at the liquid, which catches fire and spells out, going all the way up the ramp, "Sad boy."
Oh!
And he flips into the ring, hands still in his pockets, kicks up his skateboard onto his shoulder, and then just shoulders it out of the ring. He sort of stands there looking sour.
That's why I love you. Do you like the mic?
I will take the mic. I will have a look around the crowd, and I will say,
Making their way to the ring, hailing from Lobster Island in the Shetlands, the Fisher Woman. Ding, 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 ding.
kind of try and springboard and hit her with a double leg drop kick, which I'm going to call Twin Keeks.
Nice. Yeah, you leap onto the ropes, you squat down, getting the full force of your body into this leap. You push down hard on the rope, the turnbuckles shake, more dust clanks from the rig above you, and you spring out into the air. Your kick connects beautifully with the chest of the fisherwoman.
I am going to kip up and look around the ring for... even though I am incredibly sullen, my heart is soaring that I was able to pull that off. And I look around to see if I can see Tony.
Throughout this match, I'm going to ask you to roll. Once you've achieved 3 successes, you'll have made it to the match.
So the bus was late. That's a success. That's a 10.
Tony isn't there.
I instantly kind of slump and get a bit smaller. Out of pure resentment, even to myself, I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I'm going to show everyone else what a proper power move from a milkman looks like. I'm going to try and pick her up, throw her, catch her, to hit her with the Smells Like Teen Spirit bomb.
You try to get a grip underneath the fisherwoman. You lift her up into the air. You try to do something powerful, but you're still a kid, Kid Flippz. And your body buckles under the weight, and then boom! You find yourself crushed under this woman's body. She goes in for a move, the catch of the day, which is basically a fish hook. She puts her hand inside your mouth and holds you up high into the air, almost like a sort of choke slam, but using the jaw instead. And time to put you back in the sea, lad! And she goes up to the side of the ring and then just plants you into the water surrounding the ring. Sploosh!
I'm just going to sort of float there for a second, kind of suspended in the water, and I'm going to hear a voice in my mind's eye. Don't try to be me, lad. You do you. And I'm going to go back to high flying. I'm going to try and, like a salmon, I'm going to try and launch myself out of the water to go for Gruyere bodily harm, which is a diving tornado DDT. Kind of just like get myself going under the water, and then I just kind of like flop out of the water. In mid-air, I look around.
That is an 8.
That's another success.
Daddy's almost there.
So,
I'm coming, lad!
I'm going to try and kind of twist her legs into something that resembles a sharpshooter. And I'm going to call it's called Freaks and Tweaks.
oh, I'm gonna need a sturgeon when this is over. Yeah, you look at the sharpshooter and you start applying pressure. What are you doing?
I know where I learned it from. I look around.
Oh my god!
Is he here?
Learned it from my dad.
Roll your heat.
He's not there!
He's not there.
4! I'm going to go for a DD Brie.
I love it.
Pick her up, plant her.
Okay,
Having the match of my life.
you connect with this amazing DVT. You bring her face, boom down at the match. She goes, "Ach, minnows!"
That one's.
I am going to hop up onto the top turnbuckle for my finisher, which used to be called, the Clarissa Explains It All moonsault, but it's now called the heart-shaped flops.
Amazing. Yeah, so we'll take to that moment. You bring her face hard down on the mat. The whole ring shakes. The rig rattles and clanks. You make your way up to the top rope. You put your body weight down against the ropes, down against the turnbuckle. The whole room is being swayed back and forth now by the force of this body of water around the ring as well.
This is my finisher. Is he here?
Roll on heat.
That is a 7.
You look up. There. In the audience. Looking down on you.
Kid, do a flip. 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 Yes!
You crouch down, your body tense with not fury at being ignored in the ring by your father, but now with the shared strength, the shared bond you two have. You're about to perform the most incredible finisher of your life. You squat, the ring creaks. There's a clank from above you. You leap into the air and you look magnificent, like a legend, like a hero, like a titan of Greek myth. And as you are silhouetted by the lights above you, Tony, you see your son elevated literally and figuratively to this transcendent state. You've seen him in the ring. What do you feel?
My heart is bursting with pride. I feel like I could watch him wrestle for the rest of my life.
And how do you feel, Tony, as he leaps higher into the air and, unbeknownst to him, focused half on the match and half on the fact his father has finally shown up? He doesn't notice the falling lantern drop from above him and crunch, collide through his haircut into his skull. He's thrown off balance, the move doesn't finish, and he flops like a dead fish onto the mat, gasping, bleeding.
Lad,
what are you doing?
I'm running to the ring. I'm pushing everyone out of the way. I'm screaming, lad! My boy! My kids! Kids!
Kid, you're still conscious. You're coughing up blood, milk. You were in agony for a second, but your body is overcome with shock now. But you feel weak. You look up. To begin with, all you can see is the lights of the stage, and then coming into view, the figure of Tony, the milkman, the wrestler, the father.
Dad, you came.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Did I win, Dad?
You're always winning to me, boy.
I raised my hand and I go, Coward.
Oh, what? Lad.
What?
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 Come on, kid. Wake up. Wake up, kid.
Your vision starts to blur now, and a whine fills your ears, and this whole thing seems unreal as medics begin to storm the stage. Adam, I'm going to need you to leave the room.
What? What?
The medics cart off Kid Flippz. I tell you to stay, Tony, while they do their work.
Let me go. Let me come. It's my boy.
Bitch doctor, the woman who saw you through your injuries 2 years ago. I'm sorry, Tony. I'm so sorry.
No.
I know management aren't really a fan of this, but you know it's for my boy. So I'm also going to dedicate the win to Dick Power Chewies. If you use the discount code, if you get the discount code Kid Flippz, you get 20% off. Remember.